I'm here with the host with the most, Boy, and they're in my gym. They're watching me train. This is what I do. This is my life. My name is Sadam Ali, of course. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and this is my life. This is what I love to do, making the Olympics.
We just registered these as weapons, all right? Be clear, New York, these are weapons over here. October 27th, we going in, live, pay-per-view, Sadam Ali.
I'm Boy. In my career, I had my fair share of high-profile celebrity interviews, such as hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons, also from Hollywood to Bollywood with actor Irfan Khan. Now join me as we step into the ring with former Olympian professional boxer Sadam Ali as we get up close and personal in the spot.
What's going on, y'all? It's the host with the most, Boy. Hanging out here with the champion, 15-0, 9 knockouts. What more can I say? Olympian star, boy, Sadam Ali. We're gonna get up close, personal, and we're gonna train hard, let you know how it is to be a rising star. Check us out.
We're here at Sadam Ali's Boxing Center, home to the young former Olympian. He is from a tight-knit Arab community where he gets much support from his fellow Yemeni Americans. Located at the edge of Brooklyn, the city of Bay Ridge, he gives back to his community by giving the youth an alternative to the streets, similar to what his father gave him.
Got a lot of 411 on you. We gotta iron out a couple of things. Coming from a tight-knit community, we're surrounded by Arabs.
Yeah.
Are you heavy on the Muslim, praying, religious?
Yeah, well, I'm religious. My mother's very religious, so she always convinced me to pray. I can't get every prayer 5 times a day. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like I'm the greatest Muslim, but I definitely do pray at home when I get the time after the gym, but sometimes I'm not always home, so it's hard. But yeah, I get it all together.
I talked to your father, who's around here somewhere, and from the look in him, I didn't even have to ask him the question. I saw the look in his face, and I know that he got your back 150%.
Yeah.
Does that go for your mother and your other siblings, and I believe you got sisters as well?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it goes all around. You know, my family is what keeps me together. My dad's there 100%. He's always been there. He's the reason why I'm where I am right now, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have the experience that I have. Not everybody has their father to be there and to take them around the world where they need to be more experienced in their sport, to accomplish their goals. And my father was always there, and I thank God for that.
Before boxing, it started off with karate. Yeah. And that's something that your father pushed you to do. And how did karate become into boxing?
Well, my dad wanted me to be in the man's sport. He didn't want me at home all the time. And it started off at karate when I was 5 years old. And after a while, when I was about 8 years old, I would start watching Prince Nassim Hamed on TV, and he inspired me. And the way he comes in, very flashy, the way he dances, it's just so exciting. And the way he fights is beautiful. And you know, he's also Yemeni. You know, he's Muslim, and he always said Allahu Akbar in the ring, and it was a great look. It was great to see, and it inspired me to start boxing. So that's what transformed me from karate to boxing.
Coming from a religious, you said you had a religious mother, religious background, and we just passed the holy month of Ramadan. Sun up to sundown, no water. Was the training still happening?
Yeah, the training was still happening, man. And to talk about Ramadan, it's so hard for me, man, because it's like I gotta fast and work out at the same time, and that's the hardest thing. You can't have water, of course you can't have nothing to drink, so it's tough. And there's times where I've had sparring without no water, without nothing to eat, so it was tough. But I feel that I'm doing it for God, and you don't get that opportunity all the time. So I just pushed it out and I did it. Well, Ramadan's over now. I'm happy about it, you know, because it was tough on me. It really was, but I did it.
And mind you, we're going through the longest days of the summer, right? Mm-hmm. So it's the winter time is one thing, but during the summer. Mm-hmm. So where do you find the perfect balance? Training, praying. Now, where's the fine line of 5 times a day you pray.
Yeah.
And you train 7 days out of the week.
Yeah.
So where's the perfect balance where you find the time to actually go and pray 5 times a day?
Well, you see, that's the thing, because I'm training so much, I'm not always somewhere where I can do my prayer right there. So what I do is when I get home, I make everything up. All the prayers that I've missed, I try to make it up as soon as I can.
Is that something that your parents influenced you to do? To keep your prayers up, or?
Well, yeah, it definitely came from my mother. My mother is, she's very religious, and she told me, even if you miss the time, I mean, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be on time, but you can still make it up. You know, it's better than not doing it at all.
That's right.
That's what I
now,
do.
let's go back to your youth. Growing up in a neighborhood like this, New York City, you went through the 90s, the late 80s to the early 90s, where you know, Brooklyn is not what it is today. Mm-hmm. It's not brownstones. It's not. This was the hood out here.
Yeah.
This was. And growing up in an environment, how did you come out as the rising star you are in an environment like that?
Well, I had good people around me. I stayed around the right people. I had my father and my family to make sure I stayed out the streets. It's very important. You can't just stay outside and hang out. And yeah, I've always had a curfew. And honestly, I still have a curfew to this day. And I'm 23, about to be 24, but it's not because I have to listen, but it's because I respect my parents.
Was there any point where the streets was coming up on you? Not even in where you had friends and you was just being drafted another way, social life, party life?
There was definitely opportunities, but thanks to my parents and my dad, man, he made sure that I didn't have to run into that. I didn't have to have that opportunity for that to happen to me. And I stayed out the streets, man. I got lucky, and I stayed in the gym. I made sure I had a goal, and I made the Olympics. So and that was the first thing.
I think the key thing is listen to your parents so you can be 15-0, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. Your parents, you gotta listen to, because your parents they're the people that's gonna want you to do the best more than anybody else. They want you to do better than what they did in the past. So that's the person you want to listen to.
So you have your brother following your footsteps?
Definitely. My brother does everything I do. I gotta watch out. I gotta make sure I do everything right. My little brother, he came to the gym, he watched me in the gym. He wants to shadow box. He wants to hit the bags. I play Xbox Live, and I'm playing zombies on Black Ops and Modern Warfare, and he's 4 years old now, and he plays those things like he's a 16-year-old. No lie, this kid's a monster.
So you might have to watch out in a couple of years. In a few years, you might have to watch out when your brother's up and ready to spar with you.
Oh yeah, he's gonna creep up on me, man, because I've always said, if my brother's gonna be a boxer, he's gonna be better than me, because, like I said, I'm not his parent, but I'm his brother. Like, a parent's gonna he's gonna want you to do better than what he's done. And I'm gonna want my brother to be better than what I've ever been. So, of course, I'm gonna guide him and give him the best advice.
There was a couple of guys, one particular person you mentioned, Prince Nassim, and you got another gentleman, Amir Khan, who recently lost. Mm-hmm. It was a tough fight.
Yeah. Lost.
What mistakes did you see he did that you're gonna make your adjustments to overcome your next battles?
Yeah, well, Amir Khan, he's a great fighter, he's a good friend. Also, I know Danny Garcia from the amateurs. Amir Khan was winning, clearly, the first couple of rounds, but it's just something that happens. It happens in boxing. One punch, and in pro boxing, no headgear, smaller gloves, one punch can change the whole fight. So you just have to be very cautious on making mistakes. And he threw a punch and he got caught with that left hook. It happens, and he couldn't recover in time. And that's the way the boat rocks sometimes, man.
Now, let's talk about 15-0, 9 KOs. Now, where does that all come from? Where do you get this energy? Because I was watching the clips upstairs and watching all the YouTube videos and pay-per-view fights that you did, and there's this look on your face as if you're just zoned in to something. I obviously don't know what it is. So what is that? Because you're in the zone when you're fighting, and there's this moment where you're just attacking. What's going through your head?
If I would have to say, I would have to say that I have a lot of people watching me in the audience, and a lot of people that want me to be good, a lot of people that want me to win, a lot of people that want me to keep them excited and make it entertaining. Also, I have family that's at home watching, afraid of anything bad happening, and all the hard work that I've done, it can all change within just one fight. You can't make no mistakes. And boxing it's my job. Honestly, it's the only job I've ever had in my life. Well, thanks to my dad. You know, so this is what I do 24/7 is boxing, and I can't make no mistakes because this is what I love doing. Of course, I can not box and have another career and do something else or get a good job, but that's not what I want to do, and this is why I work out so hard.
But it seems like you kind of set yourself up for the afterlife of boxing, because you got this fabulous gym over here.
Yeah.
You got into promotion. And what made you get into promotion, into running your own boxing training center, a shop upstairs, at such a young career? What made you just get into all of that? It's a setup. It seems like you set yourself up before you even started, really.
Well, of course, with the help of my dad, he knows what I need to become a great fighter and a world champion. And when I was in the amateurs, I was moving from gym to gym. Gyms wasn't always open for me, and that was difficult for me. Sometimes I had to train in my basement. I had a punching bag there. I had to train for one of the national Golden Gloves, which I won, training in my basement. And so eventually I decided that I wanted to get my own gym, and we found a good spot in the heart of Brooklyn. And I had started my gym, and also I'm still not signed with a promoter because I'm not ready to sign. I want to be ready to sign, and I want the right contract. You know, not that I want the most money, but I just want the right contract. I started my own promotions so I can enhance my career, and I won't be at home sitting down and waiting for a promoter to put me on their card. You see, I want to be fighting. I want to stay busy. I want to keep learning. I'm 15-0, but I feel like I haven't even started yet. This is the beginning of my career. I still have a long way to go. I'm on the bottom of the ladder, and I'm still climbing.
Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years?
In the next 2 years, I see myself not a prospect anymore. I'm going to be a very, very top contender, a good top contender, and I see a lot of guys calling me out and that want to fight me and want the opportunity to take out a champion, hopefully.
Let's talk about the music. You know, I'm orientated with a lot of rappers, R&B artists. What's the music? What's your training music?
Honestly, I like all types of music, but for my training music,
what gets you revved up? We need to know that song where it's like, all right, here we go.
Honestly, like R&B, hip hop, when it's mixed. When it's mixed, if I had to pick a song, I don't have songs like, basically like Black and Yellow. You know those hype type of songs that just hype you up. There's a whole lot.
Is there any particular artist that's your favorite in entertainment alone? Be it pop, hip hop, reggae, reggaeton.
There's actually a lot of artists that I like. Do I have one that in particular that I like the most?
Let me rephrase it like this. This is the championship fight, and you had that one artist, just like Prince Nassim, to bring you up. Who would that one artist be? You had that one guy to introduce you, rock with you all the way to the stage to get you revved up to win. Who would that artist be?
It would either have to be Jay-Z, because Jay-Z's is up there. Just walking in the room with Jay-Z to your side is crazy.
Very powerful.
Yeah. Jay-Z or maybe a 50 Cent. 50 Cent would be nice. And 50 Cent actually started his own promotion recently, which is a beautiful thing. It's going to bring a lot more fans to boxing.
You started at obviously a young age, and you're Olympian. You're the first one to do it from the last person that did it in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And you have this dirt road that you're walking through. And behind you, you're paving the way for these kids in your neighborhood. You know, for one of the first things I saw was this kid who's going in, boxing, sweating. Mm-hmm. I think at one point I saw tears coming down his eyes, but he was still going. Mm-hmm. And that's the environment you created for these kids. You know, you created this great environment where these kids don't have to be in the streets. They don't have to be screwing around. They don't have to be all the taboos in life. You took them out of that and you put them in here. And not only you're a boxer, not only you're an Olympic representing person, not only you're this guy that's contributing to his community. And that alone says a lot.
Definitely.
And what got you so focused on accomplishing that?
Well, because I've been so successful, and I'm very thankful for that. And I just love giving back. I've made history in 3 ways. Like you said, the last person coming out of New York since Riddick Bowe, which was 1988, first Arab American to represent the United States in the Olympics, and as of right now, the youngest promoter in America. So I want to give other kids the same opportunity that I had to make history in 3 ways and to accomplish my dreams. If I could do it, why can't anybody else do it? It just takes the dedication, the hard work, of course, like I said, listening to your parents, and just being around the right people.
Got a major fight coming up. Major fight. October 27th.
Got it.
Without saying too much, but just enough, what can we expect?
Expect everybody in the audience to have a great time, first of all, of course, because I bring excitement to the ring, and not just me, my undercard also is going to be very interesting.
There is some swag over there. There is some swag techniques going on over there. you see him smiling. Got some swag over there.
I definitely like entertaining, you know, and if you're going to be boring, then it's not going to bring new people to the sport of boxing. And that's, I just want to make boxing bigger than what it is. Because I love boxing. You know, this is what I love doing. And why would I want people to stop watching it? I want people to want to keep watching it and have great times.
When I got a chance to speak to your dad, and I spoke to him, and I said, what was the weakest moment in your life when you, and he turned around and said, what you mean weak? What do you mean weak? I said, no, not like that. I said, weakest moment as when you saw your son. What was the point where you saw your son at a particular moment in his life, in his career, where a tear ran down your eyes and your heart just softened up? And he said, when he made it to the Olympics. The support, the feeling, going to Beijing, elaborate on that for me. Because only you can really bring that out.
Yeah, man, making the Olympics it's so beautiful. And it's one of the greatest feelings of my whole life. Because a lot of people didn't think I can do it. Making the Olympic trials was great, just to represent USA and being the first Arab American to represent the United States in the Olympics. That was one of the greatest, and of course I shed a little tear and got a little weak, if that's what you want to call it. But it's just that the thing is, when I knew I was gonna make the team was actually right after the semifinal bout. I still had one more fight left. But because I won 4 in a row, everybody else lost at least once after I won that fourth fight. Everybody else lost once. They had to go in the losers bracket, fight each other, and then come back. And for them to be the Olympian, they have to beat me twice.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, that definitely is something. So as soon as I won the semifinal, man, after the wins, I was eating like a fat guy. And if I lose this fight, I got to fight again. So I have to get back on the scale. And the way I was eating, there was no way I was getting back on that scale because there's no way I can make weight.
Yeah.
So my father looked at me. He's like, "Son, what are you doing? You know, you still got to weigh in tomorrow. If something happens, you still." I said, "Baba, don't worry. Nothing's happened. There's nobody beating me. I'm the Olympian. I'm eating as much as I want because I just wanted it so bad, and I knew there was nobody that can take it from me. There was no way it was happening. And the last fight, I won by at least like 10 points, final points, and I made it look easy. It's just me always in the gym. I stayed in the gym and I trained so hard for the Olympics because I was the underdog. Nobody would have ever thought I was gonna do it. Even the fighters that was in the trials, they didn't think. But my first fight, I took out the toughest guy that they thought that was gonna be the Olympian. His name was Terrence Crawford, and I beat him by about 4 or 5 points. It came down to the wire. The last round, he was up by 1, and it came down to whoever wanted it more, and I wanted it more. I digged in.
Just got dig, and I want to give a shout out to your trainer right over there,
Andre Rozier,
because he was digging in on you and we caught that.
Yeah. Andre is the type of guy, man. He wants to kill you. In a good way though. He's gonna make you work, and there's no. You can have diarrhea. You can have the worst headache in the world.
Could be fasting.
Your arm could be half broke. No matter what, he's gonna be like, oh, I don't want to hear that. Let's work. He's just like that. It's good. It can be painful sometimes.
What's the relationship over there like?
Oh, we have a great relationship. Yeah, and as you can see, that's why we joke around the ring sometimes.
Where do you go to celebrate? What's the celebration like? What do you do? Who's with you? Where are you going? Where are you hanging out?
Well,
You got the city of New York.
honestly, after I win my professional fights, some people go out and they go to a club, they party, they pop bottles, they do all that stuff. I'm not the type of person that's really into that or can even do that. My father would grab me by the neck and make me go home. my father is strict, but you know what? I'm not fighting it because I know it's good for me. Even after winning a belt or winning a fight, you don't need to go party. Anything can happen. Somebody will walk into the club and shoot. Anything can happen. So I don't mind going out to eat with just the family and the team, my coaches, my friends, and just going to a restaurant to eat and then go home. And just being with the family is great. Everybody just so happy that you won. You're not scared anymore. And another celebration to me, to be honest, because I'm always in the gym. When I'm done fighting, I get at least like a week off the gym. That feels great. I don't have to wake up to go to the gym. I don't have to wake up to run. You just relax. You can do what you want. You can watch TV. You can go out. You can go bowling. You can play some video games without having to go, I got 10 more minutes and I got to go to the gym. No, it doesn't work like that. So getting off the gym is good. And getting off the gym for me, it makes me miss the gym. And that's a great feeling. If you're ever getting tired of a sport or something that you do, sometimes even though your coaches or your family might not want you to take off, but if you can, sometimes you should take off a little time just so that you miss it and you want to go back to it.
So, thanks for having me over here.
No problem, my pleasure.
Shout out to D.A.Y.C Media, Shaq, Liberty Production. Quick message to the kids.
Oh, well, for the kids, stick to your dreams. Like I said before, listen to your parents. Believe me when I say that. I know they can be hard on you sometimes, but they want nothing but the best for you. Listen to your parents and you'll be successful. Just stick to your dreams and make sure you're doing something. Stay out of the streets. If it's not boxing, it can be basketball, it can be football, it can be soccer, whatever it is, make sure you do something. Keep your head right and do right.
Bing, 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 bing. Let's go.
My man.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with the host with the boats. Wait, let's do that over.
Host with the boat.
I said take 16, I might be here to take 60.